scene. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't know where it's coming from. You certainly did, though. Remember on that debate? You tangled with Kamala. Let's watch this.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California.
So yeah, that was 2019 Democratic Party primary debates when Kamala Harris thought she was a quote-unquote A candidate, called Tulsi Gabbard a B candidate, and Tulsi quickly leveled the playing field, and nothing that she said was false. The fact remains that Harris tries to play both sides. She tries to run tough on crime because I was a prosecutor, but her record as a prosecutor shows that it went both ways, and her record since being a prosecutor shows that she's completely gone to the left, especially with the bail fund she set up during the riots of 2020. And in that bail fund, two of the people that were bailed out, one of them actually ended up murdering someone, the other one committed a sex crime against a child. You can't, I don't care, oh, it's only 2 out of whatever, but it doesn't matter. The point is, they were specifically bailed out by the fund she set up and she promoted. As a prosecutor in California, she tried to run away from that record in 2019, 2020 by saying she, she's very left, almost, criminal justice reform tycoon who was going to do so much for the victims of this and that. But in reality, she put thousands of first-time offenders who were caught with even small amounts of marijuana in jail for lengthy terms and fought for max sentences. While Donald Trump passed the First Step Act, which is also known as the Second Chance Act, which freed people like Alice Johnson, who, if you look her up, she will tell you the story as real as it gets. She was arrested with cocaine in her car, a large amount of cocaine, but she was young. She was doing so for a boyfriend. She doesn't make any excuses about it, saying that she was right. She was wrong. But she was given a life sentence for that, as a first-time young woman caught with, narcotics. I mean, devastating, right? And by now she's a grandma and all that. And with the First Step Act, Trump was able to get her released, along with thousands of other young people of all colors who were not imprisoned wrongly, but imprisoned for lengthy, insane sentences when their only mistake was making a single mistake. They now want to play it like, crime's gone so far over or left that they want to play it as we shouldn't punish anybody for these violent crimes. But at one point, Harris was crushing young men, especially young black men, who were caught with small amounts of drugs. She also, as Tulsi said, hid that evidence that would have freed a death row inmate until she was forced to go public with it. And that's just disgusting. Disgusting. The fact remains, that was her thoughts then. She flip-flop on it to become a leftist progressive, to be popular in the in crowd, and that got her nowhere as well. You can look up many times her saying during the riots, promoting the crime, promoting the violence, promoting not peaceful protesting, but actual rioting. And just like all leftists, they believe you can break the law and riot if the cause is just. And just by just, I mean their cause. When it is something that they don't believe in, then it's a crime. You shouldn't be able to protest, you shouldn't be able to do anything. Which is, I mean, it's funny, they're the ones who talk about democracy, saving democracy, when at every turn they shun democracy and try to shut it down. oppressing free speech, silencing the other side, political lawfare against those who don't have the same views as them. That's all anti-democratic. That's all just anti-American. That's all just anti-human. Harris has the most liberal view on the border, which is why she did nothing, being the border czar. She's let millions of illegal immigrants who come over, and you hear the left say, well, smaller amount of immigrants commit crimes than people born here in America. First of all, it's a skewed stat. We're not talking about immigrants. We're talking about illegal aliens crossing the southern border, not immigrants. Everyone in the Republican Party agrees that immigration, legal immigration on a merit-based system is a must. That's how we get the best doctors. That's how we get intelligent people and people who are productive for our country, for their families, this and that. But illegal immigration is a crime when you cross the border, hence the name illegal immigration. So if you want to go by that stat, 100% of illegal immigrants commit crimes. But the fact is, even if the violent crime statistic is even if it's lower, it doesn't matter. The point is it shouldn't be there, because we should be protecting our border. Harris is totally against that. She's for open borders. She's for anything that she believes makes her look cool in a good light, puts her in a positive aspect, in a positive light. Like when she was asked about smoking weed and giggle, even her father said, this is ridiculous. That's just not her. She's insane for saying that. She's trying to act cool. She's trying to act to fit in. And that's what she does. With whatever way the wind blows is what she will say her opinion is. She has come out and blatantly said she wanted to, you can look this up right on the same debate that she was in there with Tulsi Gabbard. She wants to ban fracking. She will ban fossil fuels. When asked, yes, absolutely, she says. You think that's going to win you some Midwestern states, some swing states? No. In my opinion, the bottom line is, I believe strongly that she will fare worse against Trump than Biden would have. She's going after the Gen Z voters now, calling herself a brat because of that, whatever celebrity called her a brat, thinking that's cool. That's all well and good. Maybe you'll get a few 18-year-old girls to vote for you, but you're going to lose the people who actually vote, which is the baby boomers, the people who, have had a life experience. Those people are going to move away from you. The more and more you giggle, the more and more you act and state the things you state. It's policy. Trump was winning on policy before the debate, before Biden was exposed by the same media that covered him up. Those numbers showed Trump well up in swing states and nationally. This is the same party, same administration, except for as time goes on and more people hear her in interviews, hear her, watch her debate, watch her do press conferences, they're going to see exactly how poor of a candidate she is, how unserious. And lastly, it's already been coming out, we've heard this over the years, her staff has stated she is disrespectful, unprepared, and lazy. And then when she performs horribly with her word salads, she loves to go back and blame it on the staff, which is why she's had such a high rate of turnover. People leaving the staff because they're going to be berated by someone who is not putting in the effort and then blaming you for the failures. That won't fly. We know Trump isn't lazy. We know he puts in the hours. Part of the problem with Biden was he couldn't put in the hours. So as more and more as Kamala's exposed, we're going to see the polls just completely favor Trump. And I'm predicting a landslide victory, even more so than if Biden was still there. Initially, she might get a small bump in excitement and enthusiasm among Democrat voters, but you're not going to win over any independents. And of course, they're going to play identity politics and say, well, because she's this, a woman and black and this. And first of all, most people don't care anymore. Black men have been moving in droves to Trump. Latinos have been moving in droves to Trump. And that number is going to continue and consistently stay at the same rate. You're not going to see anybody go back over to Kamala Harris because her skin color is a little darker. It's just not. People are smarter than that. They don't play identity politics like that. At least intelligent, independent voters are not going to believe that. Unless you're a far left progressive, you know that means nothing. So my prediction right now today is just what I said. We'll see how it pans out. But I see Harris getting beat badly by Trump. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But let me know your comments. Give me a text 585-802-0757. Let me know what your thoughts are. Or respond and comment on this. Share, please. Like, subscribe. Thanks.